2 weeks in a row. Who would have thought? We haven't seen each other in forever and ever. And now here 2 Fridays in a row, we're doing music podcasts. This time, not the tasseling style. I'm going to have to remind myself this entire time to sit up straight. Such a sloucher. Not the tasseling style. In
Thank
my
God.
man cave, not a man cave. This
is kind of a she shed, but it's not off the house. I've seen small shitty man caves before. It's not my first, but it's all right. It has potential. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I don't have a 2-car garage turned into a man cave.
Jealousy rears its ugly head.
As you have a garage that has no door on it,
I like to work on vehicles and stuff, and I need the space
you
to
don't do that at all.
It's kind of a work.
It's a lie. Anyone
place.
watching, he's lying. So anyway, today we're gonna do 1988. Nice T-shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
Who got that for you?
I think I got it.
Did you? Oh, I told you about it. I have
Probably
one as well.
You have one. I like your K-Tel shirt. Is that?
Yeah.
Where did you get that?
The same place that we got those.
Okay.
K-Tel records were such a big deal when we were little kids. Since we're doing a music podcast,
I like it. It matches your shorts.
it was a way to get It was a
Heavens to Murgatroyd,
It was
even.
a way to get a bunch of music without having to buy all the
Yep,
albums. And
absolutely.
My parents I wasn't going to get whatever album I wanted all the time. Well, actually I didn't. And those were great. And I found them recently. This is where we started when we were practicing earlier to make sure that we were getting it right. So anyway, in the back of the garage, my mom's garage, I found all these records. Well, I bring one of them home called Night Flight. It has I Can't Go For That by Hall & Oates on it. I'm sitting in my office listening. It's playing in here. And I could even remember, I'm like, oh, it's getting ready to skip. Because I remember it had gotten scratched. How you can remember that from when you were 12.
Did it skip in the same spot?
I was sitting there and I'm like...
Did you know what song was coming on next?
Sometimes, depending on which album it was and whether I had listened to that one a lot.
Well, I guess that's true.
Yeah. But no, that's the funny thing about K-Tel. And if you didn't grow up, and if you're watching this and you're younger, now that's what I call music, like in the 90s where you could buy a CD that had like a bunch of hits. They were the originals. It wasn't like it was a cover or something.
Well, they weren't sung by kids or by the Harlem Tabernacle Choir.
Which I found Kid Bop. I have in my office is Kid Bop or whatever because it was my sister's.
Yep. Here's Thriller by
a bunch of little teenagers.
Yep,
or like fifth graders, actually.
The Mormon choir did it. It was awesome.
Yeah. I'm going to turn us down just a little bit.
Okay.
We're a little out loud. There we go. It's better to instead of whispering. So, okay. So last week it was 89.
Great year.
And you said great year. You had mentioned that in your end of the 80s rankings of years. It was definitely one of the ones that was up there, right?
Had five in the top 25 albums of the 80s for me. And it went really deep, and you and I had, we definitely had a different top 10. We had a different number 1. We both agreed on Full Moon Fever in the top 3. And yeah, it was a good year. And 88 is kind of the opposite. 88 has some really heavy hitters. And I think we have the same top 4. What do you think we have the same top 4?
And I said this last week. I've seen your list, but I haven't gone back and looked at it, so I do not remember it. I know for sure there's at least 2 to 3 in my top 4 that are in yours, just in a different order.
I think we have the same. I'm sure we have the 3 of the 4. I'm sure of it, but there's one that maybe is not. But anyway, 88's top heavy, a lot like Dolly Parton. There's some good stuff after that, but.
Yeah. I think the thing is like I was thinking, and we can get to this down the road, months down the road or whatever. If you're talking about ranking the 80s by year, 88 probably is in the bottom 2.
It's in the bottom half, yeah.
Oh, it's in the bottom. For me, it's in the bottom too. Because
Yeah.
I was telling you yesterday, prepping for 86 coming up. We'll probably shoot that at your place. And
what'd you think was the word? I think 81's the slowest.
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to go back and look because I'm terrible at remembering. I mean, I know what year some of them, but like to actually have a list. So we'll get to that.
Okay.
All right. So let's get into 88. We usually set the stage for 88 and where we were in our lives. So you're good at doing that. Do that.
Okay. So 88 is the first half of your senior year, right? Second half of your junior year. First half of my junior year, second half of my sophomore year. You know, we're both really into high school now, becoming, getting involved in varsity sports and the school play and student council and whatever else. We're heavily involved. We're not freshmen anymore, and probably some people are gone from the high school that might have made life rougher on some of us. And
talking about yourself, it's your brother's class.
Yeah,
those
kids. They were rough on me sometimes.
Not all of
them. So 88, it's a strange year. There's albums on here that all-time favorites, but it is really a crapshoot.
Yeah, and I think before we start out with our number 10. I was listening to something yesterday that I won't get into because it's coming up in a future podcast, but it's like what we thought when we were 15 as opposed to what I think 40 years later is just funny. And I know 88, I was listening to 86 yesterday. I know I wasn't 15 in 88. I'm just saying you have obviously a different ear, but it doesn't still keep it from taking you to a place that you were at that time. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So we're going to do top 10, then we'll do just missed, and we'll also mention some things, or I've got some things to mention.
Sometimes we mention some outliers that we think need mentioned at the beginning, but I'm afraid that we're going to cross each other's list up doing that. Because
and I don't even remember whether we did the mentions at the very end, or did we did it at the
We did them last time. We did some mentions, and then we did the just missed list between 2 and 1.
Right, yeah.
But when you did it last time, you mentioned Pump was one that you wanted to mention. Well, it was 12 on my list. It could have very well been in my top 10.
Right.
So, but I think this year in particular, we're going to have stuff that I think needs a mention that's probably in your top 10 and vice versa.
Okay. So do you want to, like I said,
let's just start in at 10.
We'll do 10 and we'll do the mentions at the end after we're done with
I think we can just mention a few more.
Okay. So you go, what is your number 10 album of all time
number 10,
in the year of 1988?
I got to look now. My screen died. Number 10 was Rattle and Hum. U2's kind of a strange album, one of those that I thought about leaving out because I didn't know if it should count because of all the live stuff. But it's kind of both. There's studio, there's live, and they collaborated with Bob Dylan, B.B. King. They did some covers. There's 17 songs on it. It's just a really good album. I listened to it a lot, and so I counted it. I don't know if you count it.
Yeah, I won't talk about it now because it's further up on my list. Okay. But a lot of the things that you just said are things that I'll hit on when I talk about it. So,
all right, we'll save it then.
Okay, my number 10 is it's only on there because of its sentimental value, which normally I wouldn't do that. Entirely, like it really probably isn't that good of an album, but it has, and we have talked about this in the other pods, that sometimes a song or a couple of songs just drag. They Allen Iverson dragged the Sixers to the finals somehow against the Lakers in 2001. Skyscraper from David Lee Roth. I have it on vinyl. Again, it's not a great album. It's not his best solo album, not even close. And by best solo album, none of his solo albums were that great. And I love him. Like, he is maybe my favorite front man ever. It has a song Damn Good on it. And even as a 17-year-old kid, with what he's singing about, like damn good times. And Chad and I talk all the time how I don't listen to lyrics. Lyrics rarely affect me. Those lyrics affected me at that time, I'm like, yeah, I'm living in those damn good times right now. Like, I felt like that. And the funny thing is, and I'll get to it in a little bit with another album, but like, we're talking March, April, May of 88 for me. So when this song was, I was listening to it because I think I got it for my birthday on cassette. It was this song that still today, when I listen to it, it takes me back to being 17 again. And just like Paradise is the hit, that's a good song. But this is strictly on my list because of Damn Good. And do you even remember that song?
No.
You don't?
This wasn't on my radar at all.
Yeah. No, yeah. So,
interesting. I'm going to have to listen to that.
You're
a
not.
couple things. Yes, I will.
Okay.
I did last time.
Okay.
I went home and listened.
Number 9 from you.
You know what? Don't. All right. Number 9 is Cheap Trick's Lap of Luxury. Never was a Cheap Trick fan. Didn't listen to him that much before then. But this album was really, really good. I really liked The Flame. And then they covered Don't Be Cruel. And I love the song Ghost Town. That's one of Dave Skeen's favorite songs. I listen to this usually in his car. But love this album.
The funny thing about you mentioning that is it's not on my mentions. It's not on my just missed. It's not in my top 10. And yet 2 days ago, before I went to work, I was like, it was in my group to even consider. And I'm The Flame. Mm-hmm. Like I remember listening to it, but not loving it. I can't.
It was like a dance theme for us.
It might
Wasn't it?
I don't know.
I think I have one of our dances. It might have been my senior year, not yours. So
anyway, it's all right. I went back and listened to it. I'm like, it's a good song. It's a good song. And I'm not a big fan of that cover. But then I'd forgotten Ghost Town. Like I looked at the streams on Spotify, and I'm like, that's a damn good song.
Ghost Town's on my jukebox.
That's a good song.
I can only put 100 songs on my jukebox, and Ghost Town's on there. So.
Well, and the funny thing about then it took me down. The funny thing is, it took me down this Cheap Trick rabbit hole, like reading about them in Wikipedia. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I knew who they were, but I didn't know like they went through such a stretch of albums that nobody listened to. Like it's just an interesting, the Dream Police, and I want you to want me.
They came out of nowhere in '88.
Well, they came back like all of a sudden, and I'm not going to, this isn't a pod about Cheap Trick, so I won't get into all that I read on the internet. Go search it if you want to know.
All right.
So my number 9, and this is a perfect opportunity for you to make fun of me.
Good.
Because we've said before, sometimes it's music that maybe we weren't listening to at the time, but maybe it was a year or two down the road. So we get to college in the fall of 89, and, someone on the floor that I didn't stay at my dorm room, as Trent can attest to, was listening to the Pet Shop Boys, and they have an album called Introspective, which you've never even probably listened to it.
Yeah, I have. It's a genius album.
But it had between my fancy speakers and your new CD player, it sounded so good on, like, the bass in it was amazing.
What was the big song by them? I remember that.
Well, I think West End Girls is their West End, but that's years before.
That's the one where they say the same thing over and over again for 4 minutes. Yeah, I love that.
You're a big Pet Shop Boys fan because
love them.
You're open-minded. Domino Dancing was the first song I ever got from it. There's a song I went back and listened to it the other day, and it was it like took me.
You
back.
guys remember Domino Dancing? I remember.
And then here's
cruising around.
I absolutely am setting you up with this one because
in Macomb,
the next
blaring
song,
Domino Dancing.
No, and then the next song is "I Want a Dog," and the lyrics are
you don't
just
have to tell
exactly. But the music of it is so good. And then they covered Always on My Mind from Willie Nelson, which is funny because it's like techno version of it.
I didn't know they were a country band.
They are.
That sounds awesome.
They aren't. And number 9, Introspective, Pet Shop Boys. And if you know, you know. And of course, Jerry doesn't.
Yeah. If you haven't given that a listen, don't. Okay. So we're moving on to number 8. I don't know how I can top that one, but here's your shot. Paul Abdul had an album that year called Forever Your Girl.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's
There's
a great album.
5 songs on that were
It's great.
bangers.
Yeah.
And
it's
at the time, still, I listened to it the other day because I thought I better listen to it.
Nope.
She's on my jukebox.
Mm-hmm. No, it's great. See, I'm more open-minded than you.
All right.
You're as closed-minded as can be.
You just can't think of anything.
It's fantastic.
It's no Pet
should
Shop
have been,
Boys.
It should have been in my.
She didn't cover the song Domino.
In a year when you could throw a bunch of them into a bag and just pull them out, and it really doesn't matter. That could have been.
This is really a good album.
No, it is. I can't argue about that.
Well, that's my number 8. She's Forever My Girl.
Right. I mean, the title track, Opposites Attract.
Yep.
Cold Hearted.
Cold Hearted's probably my favorite.
And it's just funny because this is the way we listen to music, that we're talking Paul Abdul, and here a little while we're going to get to something that's not anywhere close to that. But
Straight Up.
The
Way That You Love Me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So good. Good videos.
Yes.
Great videos. My number 8 is Nothing's Shocking from Jane's Addiction. This is one of the first albums that Jane's Addiction got. Like, I think they may have had like an EP or something before it. I can see the cover of it. But this cover's crazy. Visually weird-ish, obviously. It was not in my top 10. And then at the last minute, I switched it because I listened to it the other day working. And I'm just like, how are you leaving that out? Jane said, Idiots Rule, the Mountain Song, or like 3. I've got lists of 3 songs off each one that I really like. And even if there's others. And the other songs, Shaq and Kobe, the other songs are good enough to pull it, albeit in 88, to number 8 on my list.
Okay. It wasn't on my radar at all. I probably didn't give it a chance.
I don't know. You were never really. I don't know if you were that much into them anyway, even with the next album after that. So,
what are we at? Number 7?
Yep.
So this one was outside of my top 10 until the other day when I listened to all these albums again. This was sitting at number 13 and it moved all the way up to number 7. Poison's Open Up and Say Ah. Wasn't a big Poison fan in the 80s, but I listened to this. I had it on my list. It had songs I liked. I don't think I ever listened to the album all the way through. So when I did the other day, I really liked it. There's a lot of good stuff on it, and it rocketed it up on my list, and deservingly so. I don't know where it's at for you, but
it didn't make any of mine, and I went back and looked and listened some. I think the first one's better. I think, Nothing But a Good Time's great. That's a great 80s hard rock song, whatever you want to call it, however you want to classify it. Every Rose? Or is that on the first one?
This one has Every Rose. And
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, Your Mama Don't Dance, Nothing But a Good Time, Look What the Cat Dragged In.
No, that's off the air. That's
off of what I'm talking about.
That's Look What the Cat Dragged In is the name of the first one.
Well, I'm looking at what songs were on this album.
I'm not looking. You can text me later when you're wrong. Which I would be surprised if that ever happened. You look it up while I go on to my number 7. My number 7, what a great year to have 2 of your favorite artists or 2 of your favorite musicians, singers, and guitar players in the same year put out solo albums. Number 7 for me is Jimmy Page's Outrider. I listened to the crap out of that album.
I love the song Hummingbird off of that
I
album.
had it on CD, and I still love it. There is stuff from it that pops into my head constantly. It had The Only One, which what made this year great was, and I'll get to it on one of my later albums, but like on a song called The Only One, Robert Plant does the vocals, and it's Jimmy's album. And then Emerald Eyes and Liquid Mercury, it's got some like instrumentals, and I love instrumentals. But Jimmy Page's Outrider, I don't know, it got kind of panned, I think, review-wise on Rolling Stone, which as I've gotten older, realized that they don't really know much sometimes. But I really, really love that album, and it's cool. It was cool to see 2 of your favorites from Led Zeppelin get both release solo albums in the year of 1988.
Yeah, I was wrong. I pulled from the wrong list. It starts with Love on the Rocks.
You don't have to.
Nothing but a good time. Back to the Rockin' Horse. Good love. Tearing down the walls.
You didn't have to admit it. I already knew. So.
Well, I don't know what happened when I pulled that. I don't
either.
What was your number 7?
My number 7 is Outrider from Jimmy Page.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. So I had that album. I didn't listen to it as much as you did. It ended up number 16 on my list.
Yeah,
but it's not an album I don't like.
Again, we said at the beginning, in a year when that could happen, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Because it's just throwing it against the wall and see what sticks.
All right, number 6, and let's hope it's the right Cinderella album. But I have Long Cold Winter.
Nope. Yeah,
nope, wrong year.
It is.
I love that album.
Yep,
I might be a closet Cinderella fan.
No, they're underrated.
They are very underrated.
I listened
they
to
have
it.
A lot of good songs.
The other
period. And this album, I love the song Coming Home, and I don't even know if it was released. It's on the back side of that cassette. But I thought
Tom Kiefer, is that his name? Lead singer, I think. He's got a great voice. Go back and listen to Night Songs. That album, their first one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had it on cassette. They got your attention, and I never had this. I never owned Long Cold Winter.
No.
But it's great. Because, I mean, it has the hit, Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone.
Yep.
Which is one of the greatest 80s songs.
Yeah, so it's got Gypsy Road, Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone.
Great.
Starts with the Bad Seamstress Blues, that stuff. Last Mile, Second Wind, Long Cold Winter. If you don't like it, Coming Home, Fire and Ice, which I like, Take Me Back.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Front to back, it's good.
Another one that could make an argument to be anywhere from 5 to 10.
Yeah. Or 5 to 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
depending on your taste.
It's not in my top 10. It should have been, could have been, just came down to whatever.
All right.
My number 6 is Rattle and Hum. You already mentioned Rattle and Hum from U2. They put out it was a concert-ish album. I remember seeing it at the theater, at the cinema. Went to Rilio's afterwards. You're right. I didn't comment on it because I had already thought it. Got a bunch of live stuff on it, which kind of goes against my own personal rules of this. But someone else further up this list does the same thing. But it also has things that hadn't been released before. Angel of Harlem is a great song. Desire was the initial hit off of it. You mentioned the B.B. King song, When Love Comes to Town, which I've listened to a million times. And then All I Want Is You is how the album ends, which is a fantastic, never released song from. So it was this weird album that went with this movie / like I said, concert movie. I like U2. Sometimes I think they take themselves too seriously. They have at different times. But those songs that I just named, those 4 songs are really, 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 really good.
Yeah.
And pulled it into the top 6 of 88.
Okay. You want to try to guess my number 5? Just take a wild shot before we get to the top 4. I'm going to guess your number 5 is Money for Nothing, Dire Straits.
Nope.
All right, guess mine.
Money for Nothing, Dire Straits.
No. Gosh, so stupid. All right, number 5 is
considering it's a greatest hits album.
Bobby Brown, Don't Be Cruel. I hate what Bobby Brown did to the greatest voice of our generation and ruined her, but he put out a really, really, really good album. It's kind of funny that this album only has 7 songs on it. The last 3 are other versions of songs earlier on the album, like one's a dance, one's an instrumental, and one's a remix. I'm like, what are you doing? You just couldn't come up with 3 more songs. But Don't Be Cruel, My Prerogative, Every Little Step. Those are great.
Yeah, I can't talk about it because it's it's further up on my list.
No kidding. It's in your top 4. Okay, so I was wrong about our top 4. Incredible, though, that this was my 5.
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
Because I'm not going to get into it, but yeah.
It's got to be your 4. Okay, you do your 5.
Yeah, it's something else.
Yeah, it's a great album.
Yeah, it's
Listen
something else.
to it a lot.
It's something else. Number 5 for me is weird because this is when I think I started to stop being in love with them anymore. Well, I mean, I still love them passionately, But OU812 from Van Halen was kind of the last, like what they released after this, because that's when things kind of went sideways, and they released, I think, Balance. No, the next one was in 91 for for unlawful carnal knowledge, which I didn't like that much, which is blasphemy for some Van Halen fans, and then on down the line. This one, though, was right after 5150, and it had Black and Blue on it, Finish What You Started. And then, here, I haven't mentioned this. Here's the thing about 88 for me, is that's when I finally got to tell Rhonda in July of 88, when I finally got together with this girl I'd been in love with since I was an 8th grader. And at the time, I went to her graduation in May, because she graduated in 88. Uninvited, which we've talked before about how we may or may not have been borderline stalkers at different times in our teenage lives, which
you could have been turned in.
Right, yeah. And so anyway, I went to her graduation. We've been lifelong friends. If you're watching this and you're like, that's weird. No, we've known each other since we were kids. We exchanged Christmas presents as we were little. But like, I remember leaving her graduation party because she didn't know I was going to be there. And I'm at the top of Duncantown Hill. And When It's Love from Van Halen comes on, I'm like, oh man, this stinks, like just those moments when we were kids that the music spoke to where you were at. And, windows are down because air didn't work. And you're just like, oh man, I don't know if this is ever going to
start crying.
I don't know. Yeah, I cried to Ipava from there. And so anyway, yeah, and I didn't. Don't.
The cops pulled you over.
Pulled over, and they felt sorry for me and gave me a Kleenex.
Told you to quit going to people's houses uninvited.
Right. Just because you know when you're little.
Here's your restraining order.
Right. So anyway, that album was the last album of theirs that I really liked. And you know how much I love them. Mm-hmm. I love David Lee Roth. I really like Sammy Hagar. Got Sammy Hagar vinyl behind us. But it was disappointing. And this is one, too, that when I listened to it, I was like, I don't know, it could move down. Mm-hmm. Like, I probably should move it down. And I didn't. It sits at 5. So.
Well, still, that's a Van Halen album for you. I expected it to be high. So, yeah.
And it's clearly down the list of great Van Halen albums. Like, there's many, many ahead of it.
Okay.
Number 4.
Ready for a top 4? Okay.
You're going to break a rule here in a minute. I know you are, aren't you?
I'm not going to break a rule.
Okay. We'll see.
What do you mean?
We'll see. What do you mean?
What do you mean? I'm going to say that Now and Then by Robert Plant. It's my number 4. It's my second favorite Robert Plant album.
Solo album.
It's number 31 on my favorite 80s albums list. So that's actually fairly high. I know it's probably higher on Tony's list. This is just a great solo album by a guy that was the lead singer of one of our favorite bands of all time. And sometimes when your guys go solo, they don't do very well. They lose their way, or their sound becomes so unrecognizable. But not Robert Plant. Man, the song Ship of Fools is one of my all-time favorites.
Masterpiece.
Absolutely.
Absolute masterpiece.
Like this
Never
album.
Ages. Doesn't age.
Yeah. Front to back. I'm going to let Tony talk more about it later. But front to back, it is a solid album with great songs on it, and one of my all-time favorites. And who doesn't like Tall Cool One? And the people that are involved with this are just amazing. I mean, I'm going to let Tony talk about it later.
Yeah, but I won't talk about it because it is coming up. So it's coming up on my list later on because I love it. Well, it's right there. So that's the reason why I had it in the background, because it's
we're listening to it when we walked in today.
Yeah, I love it. So my number 4 is in your top 3, obviously. Lies from Guns N' Roses. I was not a huge Guns N' Roses fan. Jerry, if you've never watched any of these, Jerry's the biggest Guns N' Roses fan that I know. I did not like them. I openly mocked them in my senior yearbook because, again, you can't. I mean, my son Gage, if he watches this, listens to it, he's going to point at his phone or his computer. Because if anyone tried to compare someone to Led Zeppelin, I always say bark about it. This like Rattle and Hum kind of breaks my rule. The first half, if it's 8 songs, is live. Mm-hmm. So I'm not a big fan of that. I don't dislike live music, but it's not like it's new released stuff or whatever. It's kind of like my thing about having a soundtrack on there or greatest hits. But boy, if you can end it with Patience, Used to Love Her, a version of You're Crazy, and although One in a Million has lyrics that I know I've read that Axl isn't a big fan of in 2020 or later in his life, still a really good song musically and whatever. It just, for it to be their second thing that they put out is pretty good. Even if it's just Patience, Used to Love Her, and One in a Million. And like I said, You're Crazy's an acoustic version of a song that's on Appetite for Destruction.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and talk about it because it's number 3 on my list. It's not my favorite Guns N' Roses album, but I like every song on it, which is not odd for me with a Guns N' Roses album. The first 4 are live, but they're all covers, and they're all unique. They're all good, and then the other side is all acoustic. And like you said, Patience, Used to Love Her, One in a Million, and You're Crazy are all the acoustic version of You're Crazy is better than the Appetite version of You're Crazy.
I agree.
This is a great album. It really is, for a throw together afterthought kind of thing, putting something out there. I didn't expect much out of it. It's something else.
Yeah, I just think it's, again, I mentioned in the 89 pod that I got Appetite after the Red Hot Chili Peppers song. I remember buying this and just listening to the crap out of it on CD. But I didn't listen to the live because I'm more open minded about live than I was when we were kids. But yeah, it's good. Patience is one of their most popular songs probably. I don't know the streams off the top of my head. Mm-hmm. Using my laptop to record this, so I can't look it up, but I bet it is. It's good. I knew it'd be in your top 3. My number 3 is Now and Zen, which you just talked about. Like I said, I just got it on vinyl recently. Ship of Fools, Heaven Knows, that the way that song starts out, Dancing on My Own, Tall Cool One. I think the thing that I love about Robert Plant is, and we both love him, and his first solo album was Burning Down One Side, I think is the name of it. And the next one was The Principle of Moments. It has Big Log and In the Mood on it. I mean, it's got good stuff on it. And then Shaken and Stirred. I don't remember if you were like that one as much. My cousin Matt had it on cassette, and I'd always borrow it. And then this one, he didn't make Led Zeppelin music. Like, he wasn't trying to continue to be Led Zeppelin. He would go with like synthesizer stuff and do different things, and that's what I always thought was cool about him. And then your number 1 is Manic Nirvana, right? And Manic Nirvana is the same. It's probably a little bit not harder, but like not as synth, but it's still just such a great album. Like, I don't know, I'd be lying if said I listened to like Face of the Nations. I think might be the next one. It's like a globe, what looks like it's melting of lava or whatever. But I haven't listened to the stuff and then the things he's done after that. But the ones from when we were kids, I enjoy all of them. And now, because I got this a week ago, I mean, I have the first, well, that's a lie. I have 3 out of the first 4 solo albums. I don't have Principle of Moments yet.
Well, when I said earlier that he didn't lose his way, when somebody goes out on their own from a band, you don't necessarily want them to sound exactly like the band.
Right.
But you don't want them to lose their way either. Completely. And he didn't. He made significant music that wasn't a copy of Led Zeppelin, but it was still It wasn't a sellout of who he was.
Yeah, I agree with that in so much as that he didn't feel like he had to make another Stairway to Heaven or another Black Dog or another, Whole Lot of Love or whatever. Yeah. And one of this is the nerdiness in me, and how as a kid, on the sleeve of that and in the cassette, I have the cassette in the other room too, which by the way, this is one of the first cassettes I ever remember getting that was clear. Remember when they went to clear?
Yep.
If you look at the liner notes, the songs Tall Cool One and Heaven Knows, Jimmy Page plays on both of them. Mm-hmm. And next to the title, there's a Zoso symbol.
Oh, that's why, because Jimmy, they're saying it's a Zeppelin song.
Right. Or Jimmy's on it.
I read that.
And can you imagine what 17-year-old me did when he saw that? He's giving, they're getting back together. It just how silly you were, but I thought that was the coolest thing.
Yeah. Well, that's all we had.
Yeah.
We didn't have a podcast or YouTube or
yeah.
anything else to.
Oh, the Jimmy's on this.
If there was something in Rolling Stone or you happened to catch something like that.
It's just funny.
Yeah.
Okay. All the way to number 2 already.
We're at number 2. Number 2 is Bon Jovi's New Jersey. This album from top to bottom, man, I tell you what, Lies was number 20 on my all 80s list. New Jersey is number 7.
You think this album is the 7th best album of the 80s? Did
Yeah.
you just say that out loud?
Yeah. I have 2 Bon Jovi albums in the top 10 of the 80s. I'm not a huge Bon Jovi fan. And I didn't buy them. I didn't go to the store and buy them at the time. But I was hooked as everybody else. And they're one of those bands that survived that purge of the 80s when all the hair bands died. They just somehow stayed alive, kept making music that was significant. And give Bon Jovi a lot of credit. You not like this album or something?
No, that's...
Bad Medicine, Born to Be My Baby. I happen to love the song Living in Sin. It's my theme song. Blood on Blood, Homebound Train. Stick to Your Guns, I'll Be There for You, 99 in the Shade. Lay Your Hands on Me's on there. That album is awesome. Where's it at on your list?
It's not.
It's
not on my list.
I thought for sure this would be in your top 4.
I have done some soul searching when it comes to Bon Jovi.
And you don't like them?
No, I do. And and I don't want to get into it too much because the other Bon Jovi album that's in your top whatever of the 80s is obviously Slippery When Wet. And I listened to Slippery When Wet at work yesterday. And we're not talking about it because, again, we'll get to that in 86. But I loved them. You're right. I had my hands, I would never have done it because I would literally be getting divorced and I shouldn't. The guy I buy records from has their first album and it's never been opened.
Oh,
you can imagine it's like $70.
Right.
And I loved them. And I had 7,800 Fahrenheit. And that was when I was a freshman and I took Rhonda to homecoming my freshman year. And that's when I thought, I'm going to get her to go out with me now.
I didn't know it. You took Rhonda to your homecoming dance your freshman year, and then you didn't start dating her until you were a senior?
I don't want to get into this.
So 3 years where you just shit the bed? I didn't know that. Hey, everybody, we're going to do a podcast on how to slow play. Go ahead. Anyway, you're telling... Anyway, we're going to do love advice.
We'll go from teasing...
Kids, if you're in love with somebody out there, you should definitely ask them out and then lay low for several dozen months.
We're gonna go from you teasing me about my relationship statuses or whatever.
Anyway, go ahead.
To the fact that you just told everybody that New Jersey from Bon Jovi is the top 7 album in the 1980s. It's not the 7th best album in 1984. Are you insane?
You can't turn this around on me, dating game.
No,
you can't.
We'll have this discussion when we do the end of the 80s.
Okay.
Anyway, I agree with you. It's got really good songs on it. Actually, it's not my top 10. It's in my just missed. I listened back to it a couple of weeks ago. And you're right. Bad Medicine comes on. You're like, that's a good song.
It's a great song.
Lay Your Hands on.
Born to Be My Baby.
Yeah, it's Bon Jovi, all right.
Jeez, Tony. All right.
But,
well,
I mean, I like it. I like it.
Obviously, you sound like
it's definitely not even close
there's no
to Slippery When Wet.
version on KTEL. Well,
I listened to Slippery When Wet yesterday, and you even here's what you do. What's the 2 best songs on New Jersey? Just quit doing what you're doing. And seriously, what are the 2 best songs on New Jersey?
On the album that we're talking about right now.
What are your 2 favorites?
Bad Medicine and Lay Your Hands on Me.
Okay, so you have to take those out.
Okay.
What are the 2 best songs on Slippery When Wet? We'll do a little 86 preview. Are you is it You Give Love a Bad Name and Living on a Prayer?
Sure. You're gonna.
I'm not doing a bunch of swearing on this. So
you're gonna kill me.
If we were in a field,
here's the thing.
Swearing like
we
crazy.
can't talk about 86.
Okay, we won't then.
You're gonna get respect, but
from who? From the guy that picked New Jersey 7 all time in the 1980s. Literally. You're on crack if you think that. Okay, my number 2 is that where we are? Because I'm so flabbergasted how this...
God, just go.
New Jersey's the 7th best album of the 80s, but it's in 1988, which is the worst year of the 80s. Okay, my number 2 is something we didn't even listen to when we were kids, because we didn't have access to it. Like, we weren't around it. Like, I didn't know it. Mm-hmm. I started to listen to this band and this album when we would go over to Rhonda's house to play basketball on a little concrete slab and dunk it there, because Darren had a friend named Steve Brown who we called Ruben. You called Ruben. Surprisingly, we made up names for people and picked on them.
No way.
This kid loved Metallica, and I had never listened to him. If I had heard the song One before that, when we were going over there,
was that 91?
I don't even know.
Because I remember you having the T-shirt before I listened to it.
It's arguably the best T-shirt I ever owned.
Yeah.
And it was a T-shirt, though, that was like the concert T-shirt, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
They just kept making it. It was white, which I would never buy a white T-shirt again. How that lasted as long as it did. And it had the album cover on the front, and it had Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, and Justice for All, and Master of Puppets on the back of it. It was the best T-shirt ever. This album is an absolute masterpiece, and it easily could be number 1. It's not even about one. The title track and Justice for All is just so good. This is my favorite Metallica album, and I'm not sure it's close. To Live Is to Die, Dyer's Eve. I bought it on vinyl at Walmart because I was like, I bet I'm never going to see this again. Surprise. You see it everywhere. Like,
does it sound good? Because my vinyl version of this...
Well, it's the new one. It would be interesting to get one, like an original. Do you have an original?
I don't have an original, but whatever one I have is the one they say the sound doesn't work well on it. And you can turn it up. It's a double one, and it does not... I thought, well, whatever. And it doesn't. The sound is not good.
I don't know where it's at.
Anyway,
it's probably down there.
Obviously, this is number 1 on my list.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to start talking about it, too, because... When I finally started listening to this in 91, this Metallica kind of took over. This whole, like you said, it's not one. It is a perfect metal album that happens to have one of the greatest ballad type metal songs on it, right in the middle of it. Without the song One, this album's still number 1 on my list of 88, and it is number 3 overall in the 80s for me.
I didn't write One down as one of the songs, and I'm not sure that if I wrote one more song, whatever it was, I'm not sure it would be that song.
Right, like it because I love every song on it,
and you'd be like, well, what's that matter? Because that's the song, that's the video. There's no video for these other songs, as far as I know.
No, I mean that's the selling point, but the entire album just the theme of it, just the whole thing kicks ass. I just never put in an album, and I can leave it in my disc player for months at a time, and I would listen to it on a loop for months at a time. Then I would take it out, maybe not listen to it for a year, and then I'd put it in, and it's all I would listen to for a month. And I got to the point where you think you would know every song. I didn't know what song we were on. The whole album just blended together and sound, except for one. All of a sudden, it would take a break from this ass kicking and slow down, and then halfway through one, it starts kicking ass again. Just I can't say enough about this album and how many times I drove around and this got frustrations out, and just what it still means to me today. This is a perfect album. This is the best, to me, metal album you can get.
I never listened to Iron Maiden, and I don't know how much you did.
Not much.
But I mean, you had posters though. Did you have Power Slave?
I had Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. I had the one where they're punching the fist through Eddie's head and got his brain in his hand.
I only say that to say this. The reason why I'm saying this is because this was like nothing we were listening to or nothing we listened to.
Yes.
This isn't like any other thing we were listening to growing up. And we didn't find it when it came out. And then the funny thing is, when we started doing these podcasts together, you forget that Kill 'Em All came out years before.
In 84, right?
And we didn't even know about it. Ride the Lightning. I didn't know about For Whom the Bell Tolls until someone's playing it as a warm-up song.
Master of Puppets?
Never knew what it was. Didn't know what it was.
No. And that's one of the greatest albums.
Yeah, and I'm not as big a fan of it as I like it, but this one is so far, and people be like, and I do understand how people who loved Metallica felt like the Black Album was a huge departure. Like some of them weren't even happy with this one, which is pure insanity. Because it is so good. It is so
when we do
so
it's because
good.
It reached more people, and the people that had discovered them, that you feel ownership, and you don't want them to become too big because then that ruins them. And
Which
I
is
get
silly.
that. I've been fans of bands like that before. I get it. And I'm one of the worst ones. I didn't start liking them until I heard Enter Sandman, and then I started going backwards.
But
and discovering music. I know this what you're talking about, but I really wouldn't have given them a fair chance, would have made fun of them, made fun of people that listened to metal music, and just thought it was all just nonsensical.
I guess the fact that we're so damn old. So I don't know if it was 91, but I can't imagine that the Black Album was out and we had heard it before those days of going over there and playing on that single rim and whatever. It might be true. It might be true. I don't know. And we could sit here like morons and waste people's time about it. But I just remember, I even know where the CD player was in the family room the first time I heard this album. And I'm like, wait a minute. Why have I not given this a chance again? Or why has this not been put? Why am I not listening to this?
There was nobody to introduce us to it.
And maybe it was 89 or 90 when you think about it.
Oh, it was later. I know.
No, I know it was after 88 for sure.
Yeah.
Because Ron and I wouldn't even have been together when it came out. But regardless, I'm telling you, and well, you already know it, this album is something else. And if you like this kind of music at all and you've never really given it a chance, you need to be streaming it right now.
This is perfection.
It is.
And if you're ever going to give something like this a chance, this is the album to listen to. Or if you're just pissed off and you need to blow off some steam, just put it in and take off driving, but watch your speedometer. Because you'll
really
hit the gas pedal like you're turning up the volume.
Yep, it's something else.
Love it.
What's
your number one?
Well, we didn't really break our rule.
Oh,
we kind of did, but we didn't.
Yeah, because your number two is my number one.
Right. So
you want to do some mentions?
Well, let's do Just Missed. We always do Just Missed between 2 and 1.
Okay.
So Just Missed list.
Okay, Just Missed. Lita's self-titled, not debut album. it's their third album, which is stupid. But this had Close Your Eyes Forever, and there's another song on, I can't remember the name of the other song. I like Lita Ford. I liked
Kiss Me Deadly is on that, is it?
Kiss Me Deadly, maybe.
Is that on there? You wouldn't know.
Dang it. Yeah, it might be Kiss Me Deadly. But there are two really good songs on it.
I don't like the other song. I love Ozzy Osbourne. I love him, but I don't like that other song.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I always did. I know it had controversy with it.
It's not even a controversy. It's not that.
All right. Go ahead.
My Just Miss Cinderella. We already talked about it. That's really good.
Yeah. Out of Order, Rod Stewart.
Couple really good songs on it.
Yep. It actually, I reconsidered it after listening to it again.
A couple really good 80s songs.
Yeah, but the rest of the album didn't really.
This is the thing I want to do, and you don't use Spotify that much, do you?
No. Use Apple.
You can make a playlist and make it public. Like, it would be fun to make a playlist for the year, and we both are putting songs into it, and then I link it out. Like, hey, if you wanted to listen to the top songs that you and I both think of from that year, it'd be cool, kind of a nerd. Paula Abdul, we already talked about it, but that's in my Just Missed.
Traveling Wilburys Volume 1 was my Just Missed list, and I'm starting to think it might be your number one.
Nope.
All right.
Good still. Living Color Vivid. I can't believe that came out that year. I could have swore it came out like a year or two later. I don't know how. I've even looked to make sure I was right. Cult of Personality is kind of a different. We talked about Faith No More in this last pod. Just kind of a different thing. Vernon Reed's a great guitar player, so that's on mine.
Number 12 for me is Vivid and Living Color.
Cool.
Only reason it wasn't higher is because it didn't have Glamour Boys on it. That's my favorite song by them.
That is on it. That's on Vivid.
Is it?
Yes.
Because it wasn't on the list it showed me.
You're looking at, you have bizarre.
I don't know
you
what
have,
the
you
heck
have bizarro internet.
Okay.
I had
anyway,
I had it on CD. I had it on CD, so trust me, I know.
I thought it did too. That's what drove me crazy.
Yeah,
but
no,
it's still,
it is.
It wouldn't have moved up any higher.
Use Spotify. Bon Jovi, New Jersey is on my list. I listened to it, and I loved Bon Jovi when I was a kid. I thought John Bon Jovi was the sexiest man alive, but it's a Just Missed.
This album got knocked out of my top 10 just a day ago. Roxette, Look Sharp.
I would never listen to that. My fifth and final Just Missed, Danzig. Come on, Glenn Danzig.
Danzig, nice.
I was like, mother. That rest of that album is really good. Like, it really,
that one went on my radar because that's one of my favorite.
It's got though. I mean, I know they try to play up the death metal, black metal, whatever you want to call it.
You don't like Look Sharp at all?
Nope, I can't stand that stuff.
You don't like the look or Listen to Your Heart?
Nope.
Okay. Dangerous?
I don't like them.
Wow, that was a good album.
I don't like them.
Okay, we're gonna mention
like
a few
the Pet
more.
Shop Boys.
We're gonna mention a few more.
No, the mentions are after.
Let's do.
We already did your number one.
Go ahead.
We'll come back to my number one. My number one album. My number
I'm
one.
so excited. Is
Hammer
Hammer Ding Dong.
1988. I know how much you love Whitney Houston and what his relationship with her did.
Mm-hmm.
That album is the best album. That album is so good. Those songs that we were talking about, that you talked about, Don't Be Cruel, is in that genre of music. I'm not sure there's a better album than that one in that genre. Not this year, not in the 80s, but Don't Be Cruel, Roni, Every Little Step's made the best song. My Prerogative, I didn't even like it that well, but when it comes on or when I play it, I'm like, gosh. And that was a warm-up song in Industry. Really? I remember them playing that because I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Bunch of dorks.
But I mean, that album was so good.
What's going to get you pumped up? Metallica or Bobby Brown before a game?
The Eagles thought it was My Prerogative. We won that night.
Yes, that's because they came out to My Prerogative.
I could tell stories, but I love it. And again, it's crazy that we just talked about Injustice, and this is so funny that my 3 is Robert Plant, my 2 is Metallica, my 1 is Bobby Brown. But if I'm talking from that time and at that time, It was so good.
It is, but I don't think you should put it number one ahead of those
and here's the thing that I love about, and I know you have a different relationship with your students in terms of, because you're a principal, like you're not actually you have conversations with them and whatever.
Yes.
But like one of my former students who graduated a couple years ago, he texted me about Bobby Brown. Like, you're not supposed to be 20 years old and loving Bobby Brown. Like, he has that influence, and a kid that's listening to that kind of music, Belle Biv DeVoe, and those kind of.
It's got to make you feel better about your choice, though, that somebody has rediscovered it and said, "Hey, that was a banger."
Cabes, shout out Cabes. He's ordered stuff off eBay. He's got vinyl Bobby Brown stuff because of how much he loves him. He's like, "What about that song in Ghostbusters 2?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know." Like, he just wow. He's a 20-year-old kid. I mean,
that's crazy.
That's what makes music great. Is someone going to do that with a teacher in the next 10 years? Like, something that's just came out, like, it's just different. It's different. It's different.
I get it.
All right, so now here's the mention list. And you weren't sure about this mention list because
I thought we might cross over with some.
Right.
And it would have. So, but Prince's Love Sexy, I don't know if you considered that. I think one of Ozzy Osbourne's worst albums this year, No Rest for the Wicked. But I considered it because I owned it and I listened to it. But there's nothing great on it, in my opinion. The Bangles, Everything is that year. Chicago 19 came out. There's some good ones on that. That's the one. Look Away. There's another one. Whatever. You can mix Chicago Number and there's going to be a love song on it somewhere, but I know I listen to it a lot. And the last one that we haven't mentioned is Delicate Sound of Thunder. Came out, but I wasn't going to count it because it's completely live and it doesn't have Roger Waters on it, so it's ruined. It's a great album cover. I'm kidding.
I was going to say you said some stupid things today, but
this is fantastic.
Yeah, I sent you a video of that and you never replied to it. Yeah, I know. I sent that to you and I got that and Momentary Lapse to Reason in the same purchase cycle.
Nice.
How cool is that?
That's very cool.
Yeah. So good. Love it.
What about you, Tony?
Love it. Okay, these are the things I want to mention. They're not necessarily albums. What about Bobby McFerrin jumping on the stage in 1988 with the whole, you remember Don't Worry, Be Happy and all that? Like, that was such a thing. I'm not saying it's like, that was different. I had it on cassette. And like, I looked back at it the other day. Wow. There's a cover of one of my favorite songs ever that like, I didn't even know what it was. Traveling Wilburys, How Cool Is It? Tom Petty, Jeff Lynne from ELO. Roy Orbison's in that.
Yeah. I wanted that album to be in my top 10 so bad.
And I should have put it in.
It's not, though. It's good. There's a couple of things on it that are really good.
And we didn't mention Roy Orbison last time, but he put his last album out in 89. And we were talking about him with some friends the other day. Like, he looked so old. Mm-hmm. He's 2 years older than me at that time. We thought he looked 100 years.
56.
He was 56 or 7 when he passed away.
Did he live rough?
That album came out after it was post-humorous. Whatever, post. What is the word? Say it. You started to laugh at me. What is it?
Well, now I can't think of it because you called it.
Right.
It's after your upper arm bone. The old post-humorous.
Now everybody's ears are blown. New Kids on the Block. Like, you talk about boy bands. Mm-hmm. Like, that was the beginning, because then, like, you go into later on in the early 90s and whatever. Like, remember how New Kids on people were like,
I wasn't as big into boy bands as you were.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. I'm just bringing it up. Keith Richards released his first solo album that year. Keith Richards, when he played, because you didn't think of Keith as being a solo album guy, right? Because Mick did the majority of the singing. It's called Talk Is Cheap. It's actually pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, it actually is. It's got this really cool guitar riff. He was on SNL, and I saw it just for a second, and it's really good. But anyway, you don't think of Keith being a singer.
Not
clearly.
at all. Not at all.
Yeah, and he sang the whole thing, and he sang some Stone songs, a few, very, very, very few. And then the last one I have to is "It Takes Two" by Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock. Do you know this song? It takes two to make a thing go right.
Yes,
Nobody ever puts that song on and doesn't get in a good mood.
Right.
I don't know if I had it on CD, and I don't know if a single other song on it was any good. And it doesn't matter.
That surprises me.
I put it on. I had him play that song. I had my device play that song one day, and even Rhonda, she's like, "This song is amazing." Like it's that. No, she starts cleaning. Is that what you said?
Get some energy.
That came from him. Such a good song, and deserved to be mentioned. 1988.
Wow, what an adventure!
Right as of this second. It's the last year in my mind. You said 81. We'd have to go back and look, and we will do that at the end. I think that would be fun to do at the very end.
I think as an encore, we need to do 91.
Well, we're going to, 91. Yeah. 91 needs to be done like with multiple different people, because it's a fist fight between 84 and 91 would be a bloodbath.
Yeah. Well,
those 2 years getting into a fist fight.
Yeah.
Or us doing a pod about
drafting albums from 84 and 91.
Ooh, that would be
there's a
pod. That'd be fun.
That would be
fun. You got to have like 3 or 4 people. You got to have enough
3 or 4.
You got to have multiple people to like decide who had the best list, and just the two of us.
Yeah.
Because you think Bon Jovi's in the top 7.
Obviously we get Chad.
Right.
I can't think of anybody else.
Nobody else.
Nope.
Sorry, friends.
Yep.
Nobody else.
I know people are listening.
Nobody
and their
else.
Feelings are hurt.
We could have
we
could have your brother, but
then he'd have to talk in front of people. And,
sorry,
rough.
Joe. I didn't say that. Okay. So anyway, that was fun.
It was.
Hope this setup worked out. Enjoy the plastic back here.
Yeah, Tony's getting ready to off somebody.
Right.
And we're going to wrap that body
got the
up.
Nice record set here and all that. So
yeah,
fun time, buddy. I'm glad you made it to Mason County again. Now head back across the river to our homeland. Or are you going to sell a bunch of stuff?
I'm going to go to Springfield and sell some stuff.
Okay.
86 next Friday.
86 next Friday. I'll have to look at my calendar. I'm a busy person. Drag my microphones and my technological equipment to your man cave.
You want to come down to my house and do one?
That's what.
Yeah.
Does your brain still work?
Hey,
you
man.
texted me, we need to do one of these at my place. You texted me that.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're welcome to come here, but you said it. Or do we do the culmination of 84 at your place?
I don't know if you can handle all the stuff on my walls. It'll be after being in here in the interrogation room.
The interrogation. He's right. I'm still in the process. I need a nice
nothing to see here, folks.
I need a nice big canvas of my sweet grandson over there. I don't have it yet. So
all right.
Anyway.
Next Friday then, my house.
Or we do 88 or 84. We finish up 84 at your. We'll figure something out. Anyway, thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for listening.
Remember, I love you, buddy. It's good to do the nice glasses.
I love you too.
Don't forget, life is good, especially when you have whatever those glasses
Life's really good.
We'll take care. See you later.